I went to the emergency room, and I don't think they didn't have their starters in this night. They had the backups, and like the third string, not even like the practice squad. That's what they had in. So I sat in the waiting room for at least 2 hours. This one woman, she was clipping her toenails. They were playing cards. It was like, what is happening in the emergency room? So finally, I made it back to the back. And I could tell that the doctor I was talking, he didn't know much. You could just, you ever met a person, you like, man, this ain't the guy. Because he kept kind of like doing this. He was like, he had to use the bathroom. He just kind of moving. And he was like, where does it hurt? And then he would touch my leg like it hurt him. He was like, ooh, and he was, ooh. I said, oh, it's not good. He did not finish his residency. I don't know what he's doing in here. So I'm doing the stuff, and he kept leaving the room. So he would leave, like he'd look, ooh, and he'd leave. And he'd be gone for like 10 minutes, and he would come back. Then he would say a few things. He'd look at it, ooh, and he'd leave again. So he came back finally, and he said, good news. He said, I think that you've tore your Achilles. I was like, how's that good news? He said, but you don't have to get surgery. He said, it takes the same amount of time to heal by not having surgery as it would be having, if you were to have surgery. He said, since you're not a top level athlete, I don't suggest that you should have the surgery. I was like, what? So this is the doctor though. I'm like, okay, cool. He's like, I'm going to refer you to the surgeon and then, can have a conversation. So I go to surgeon. And it wasn't even soon. It was like a week later. Like I was walking around in the soft cast. Well, not walking around, but I was in the soft cast. And I went to the actual surgeon, and I was telling him, he was like, man, when did this happen? I was like, man, probably like a week and a half ago. And he was like, what hospital did you go to? So I told him the hospital. He said, well, this is a Sunday night. I said, yeah. He was like around like 11:30. I was like, yeah. He's like, that doctor kept calling me and asking me questions. He was like, he just kept asking me questions. He would come back with something new and he would ask me and he'd go, I was like, yeah, that was him. He was like, what did he tell you? He said, he told me I didn't have to have surgery. He's like, man, that guy's an idiot. He was like, yeah, you need to have surgery. Like, oh man, it's terrible. So I had the surgery and I found out interesting because I've never really had a major surgery, especially not that type of surgery. So I would have to go to all these doctor's appointments, right? I would go to these doctor appointments. And I would go there, and they would always have this question. They would ask me how I was feeling on a scale of 1 to 10. Like I would go in, say on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most excruciating, what's your level of pain, right? So they would examine me and say, what's your level of pain? So I give them a number. Then they would start doing stuff to my leg. But they wouldn't ask me for a new number. And I used to be like, excuse me, I need to update my number.